3x minus 2x equals 4. How do we solve a problem like this? Well, first thing we do is we ignore the big scary words. They're here. The shark says these big scary words. The dinosaur says these big scary words. But linear equations, it's just a big scary word. And it's absolutely, utterly meaningless. You don't have to pay any attention to it. It's not on the exam. It's not on the homework. It's nowhere. So don't worry about these big scary words. The only reason that you have them there is so that you have to put some kind of a label on each chapter, that you do. So each chapter is a different kind of math problem. The math problem is the only part that matters. Don't worry about these big scary words. The only use I can see for them is that they're your chapter titles, and then you can use those to look up algebra videos that show you how to do the problems. But these big scary words have absolutely no meaning, no use whatsoever, and you have my permission to completely blow them off and ignore them. All you have to do is do what Fluffy Piggy does, and Fluffy Piggy says just do the math problems. So there's the math problem. Okay? And Mr. Camel says if you just ignore the big scary words, you're over the first hump. And if you learn how to do the math problems, you're over the second hump. So here we go. We have 3x minus 2x equals 4. And we want to get x by itself. Anytime you see x and a bunch of numbers in an equation, you have to know, okay, I got to get x by itself. And then you can start working the problem. If you don't at least have that little thought in your head, okay, here we go again. For the 900,000th time, we need to get x by itself. So how do I do that? First, you want to simplify the equation as much as possible, and then isolate x. So first, we'll simplify this left side. 3x minus 2x is the same as 1x. So 3 times anything minus 2 times anything is the same as 1 times anything. For example, 3 apples minus 2 apples is 1 apple. 3 oranges minus 2 oranges is 1 orange. Or if you want to have numbers, let's say $5 bills. 3 $5 bills minus 2 $5 bills is 1 $5 bill. So x could be anything. It could be an orange, could be an apple, could be a $5 bill, could be a number. We don't know what it is, but x could be anything. But 3 times anything minus 2 times anything is just one of those anythings, whatever it is, right? So 3x minus 2x is 1x. And that's equal to, on the other side, just the number 4. I'm rewriting that. I'm just rewriting it. Nothing changed. So now our equation is a lot simpler. 1x equals 4. And that's the same as saying x equals 4. We really don't need to say 1x. And folks, that is the solution to the problem. That's all we had to do. So the solution is x equals 4. Notice how we have x by itself on one side of the equation, or we've isolated x by itself on one side of the equation. That's what I was talking about earlier. Now, we could stop right here. We're done. We've solved the problem. We're over the second hump here on the camel. Fluffy Piggy's happy, but just between you and me, I know that sometimes we make mistakes. I certainly make mistakes. And so it would be nice to check this, not just turn in our homework and hope we did it right, or do our test and hope we did it right. It would be nice to just plug this x back in to the original equation and make sure that both sides are equal. And that way we'll know that we correctly solved for x. So I want to do that. I want to plug in the 4 back into the original equation and see if both sides are equal. And that way we'll know we did not make any mistakes. So here's the original equation. I'm just going to rewrite it. 3x minus 2x equals 4. This is the original problem that we were given. I'm just rewriting it. 3x minus 2x equals 4. And now wherever there's an x, I'm going to plug in our solution of 4. See if everything holds true. So 3 times, I'm going to plug in 4 now for the x, minus 2 times x, but we know x is 4. So I'm plugging in a 4 equals 4. So this 4 just stayed the same. Nothing changed. So now simplifying the left side of the equation, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay. Minus 2 times 4. That's 8. Equals, once again, the right side is still 4. I'm just rewriting it. So now 12 minus 8, that's 4. And then on the right side, once again, just still rewriting 4. Well, look at this. Now we have an equation that says 4 equals 4. So when we plugged in x equals 4, it checked out. Everything worked. It stayed equal. And that tells us that our solution of x equals 4 was correct. So now when we turn in our homework or do our exam, we say x equals 4. We know we got it right. So I'm going to give us an A+.
Thumbs up and subscribe. For more videos like this, check out algebravideos.com.